You're on your own tonight. The gallery can get a bit creepy. It's old. Things rattle. Just do a circuit every now and then and head back to reception when you're tired. If anyone tries to break in, call me. Or the police. Actually, police and then me. But you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Have a good night.
Welcome to Merlhaven's Unsolved Mysteries. Tonight, we'll be trying to solve the murder of Merlhaven's most famous artist, Mordechai Grey, brutally murdered in his loft last year. On the night of All Hallows Eve, Grey had been painting 6 portraitures at the time. They were all suspects according to Justice Hoon, but Hoon was unable to convict any of them. Could there still be a killer on the loose? Was it Dominique Serron, the lush burlesque dancer? Or Otto Pipistrel, our now famously cancelled ventriloquist? Or perhaps Lilith Rendell, the island's only undertaker? Grey was also painting Sunday Finch, our twinless tennis star, Xavier Hahn, the reclusive clockmaker, and finally, Vice Justice Catherine Myers. Perhaps Justice Hoon was covering up for his understudy. We have all the juicy details coming up, but before we discuss those murderous muses, let's delve into the mind of a killer by retracing their footsteps on that fateful day.
Welcome to Gallery Argenta. I'm Jamie, your jovial art museum information educator. Push my buttons and see how I respond. Perfectionist surgeon turned clockmaker Xavier Hahn is Merlhaven's most in-demand artisan. He took a small hiatus when his mother died last year, and more recently after divorcing his wife Caroline. But his reclusiveness and rare output has made him more in demand than ever. Sunday and Monday, Merlhaven's most remarkable twins, were already well known as the miracle test tube daughters of geneticists Goddard and Constance Finch. But they found fame in their own right on the tennis court, quickly becoming the world's youngest and most memorable doubles champions. Professor Catherine Myers is Merlhaven's current Vice Justice, serving under Justice Hoon, and is directly responsible for maintaining criminal laws and rehabilitating offenders. She's also the mastermind behind Merlehaven Manor, the island's only penitentiary, allowing offenders to rehabilitate closer to home instead of being sent overseas. Otto and Pip are Merlehaven's most famous comedy duo, having secured Best Comedic Performance for 3 years running at the prestigious Golden Auk Awards. Pip also has his own solo career, which includes a best-selling children's book and a cartoon series based on the Pip is Hip universe. As the last remaining funeral director on the island, Lilith Rendell ferries Merlehaven's souls to their final destination. Angel to the bereaved, she comforts those left behind, whilst pioneering carbon-neutral cremations and burials using compostable coffins. Better known as her alter ego, Miss Moonstruck, talented dancer Dominique Serrant regularly performs her bewitching blend of ballet and burlesque at the Moonstruck Lounge. At one time set for stardom on the West End stage, Dominique's path took an unexpected turn due to a tragic death in the family, but London's loss soon became Merlehaven's gain. During an excavation of the henge in 2011, a hive of secret passageways and rooms was found running all the way to the Aurora Woods and beyond. This giant crystal ball is one of the few artifacts recovered during the dig, and due to the ban on all paraphernalia of divination, is now safely homed at Gallery Argenta. Don't try to see anything in it. That would be illegal. The Merlehaven Butterfly Park and Centre for Tourism is on the north coast of the island and is home to over 2,000 exotic butterflies from all over the world. Merlehaven has its own unique butterfly species too, a merlefly, which resembles a red admiral but with asymmetrical markings on its wings. The Tornado del Luna is Gray's depiction of a freak tornado that occurred in 1969, just after Apollo 11 touched down on the moon. The more superstitious inhabitants of Merlehaven thought it was a sign from Mother Earth that man should not be permitted to destroy the moon as it had her. Merlehaven welcomes people of all religions, and today, Merlehaven Chapel is at the heart of the community, hosting weddings, burials, and ceremonies that mark the quarter and cross-quarter moons. Mordechai frequented the chapel as a child, up until his mother died. The triumvirate were elected by the first settlers to help shape Merlehaven's future. The judge upholds the rule of law, the mayor oversees policy making, and the mage shelters all citizens together under one spiritual umbrella, regardless of their beliefs. Now a spectacle for tourists, Merlehaven's coal mines were operational for over 2 decades before being shut down. Mallow coal is exclusive to Merlehaven, a type of coal that is spongy to the touch and burns brighter and longer than hard coal. However, the life expectancy of a Mallow coal miner was around 2 years, and because of this, mining was made illegal in 1975. Merlehaven is still a major fishing venue, and its shores offer plentiful supplies, enough to keep the whole island fed for years. The docks pictured here are built on the very same site the original settlers landed. During the freak fish storm of 1976, the first mayor of Merlehaven was hit on the head by Majesty, breaking his neck and ending his reign for good. Some scholars believe the fish storm was caused by a Concorde flight from England, whilst others point to a more sinister ceremony near the henge. Either way, Mayor Spence sleeps with the fishes now. Saviour's bell was originally sounded to warn islanders of trouble at sea, but its ringing soon became synonymous with drownings instead. Gray's painting depicts Saviour's bell in action at Merlehaven docks, but it was dismantled in 1975 when it was acquired by Gallery Argenta. Despite its removal, some say they can still hear its doleful chimes on stormy nights. Revenge of the Lake Woman is another work from Grey's dream period, depicting a woman rising from the lake in Aurora Woods. Some people speculate it's semi-autobiographical, as Grey's mother drowned in the same place when he was just 5 years old. Abernathy's Bluff is the most inhospitable rock face on the island, luring countless mountaineers to their death every year. Whilst potentially deadly for the people that take part in the sport, it's supplied millions of pounds worth of revenue to Merlehaven in tourism. Merlehaven is famously close to the spirit world, with many saying the fabric of the universe is stretched unnaturally thin here. Grey believed that most past inhabitants of Merlehaven were still on the island, including his mother.
Wake up. Wake up. Oh, wake up. Yes. You see them too, don't you?
It was a cold and frosty morning on the 31st of October when Grey received a solitary telephone call that police traced back to a public phone box in the theatre district. The call lasted for 44 seconds and appeared to be from one of Grey's portrait subjects. During the forensic sweep of his loft that night, police found a note in Grey's handwriting that read, "Unhappy. Destroyed portrait. Meet at lockup. 4 p.m. Why do they think the killer made the call? Because it gave them the opportunity to enter Mordechai's loft when they knew he would be absent, concealing themselves, waiting for their prey to return.
Yes.
Argenta's been in the Argenta family for over 100 years. Originally it was used exclusively to show and sell the artwork from the family. But nowadays Miss Argenta opens it up to the public. I get to choose most of the exhibits myself. Well, I pick a handful and then she picks from those, but same difference.
From what I can tell, the catacombs under the henge served as a safe place for the witches of Merlehaven for years. The excavation in 2011 was paid for by the Argenta family. I suppose they'd moved their stuff out by then.
He always calls to wish me luck before a show. And then afterwards, he's waiting outside to walk me home. It's sweet. We usually go back to his place. It's in the theatre district, so it takes longer, but I don't like staying at my flat. Too many memories. Well, they should have warned him. Whatever made all of those miners get sick was still down there. Well, I couldn't afford to do anything about it, so they just got away with it. We've had some trouble at the lounge. Things going missing, you know. Watches, wallets. Leo's putting in some cameras, but hopefully it's nothing. I'd rather Justice Hoon didn't watch the videos. He has strict rules on decency, and I'm often very indecent.
What were you doing in the theatre district on the morning of the 31st of October?
I had to pick some things up from Adams.
So, Mr. Taylor can vouch for you?
No, he wasn't there. He just left them outside.
Did you use the payphone?
Yes, but only to call a cab. My battery was dead.
Jenna owns marigolds. In the theatre district, she does the best flowers. We're both dressing up for Halloween. She's gonna be a sunflower, and I'm thinking maybe a zombie or a cheerleader. Tourism is booming. Visit Merlehaven, the land of ghosts and fish. Thing is, people are told the hills are dangerous, and they still go. Hate picking up bodies from there.
I am Xavier Hahn, Merlehaven's only clockmaker. And much like my life, my craft is a dying art.
Normally, I go to Marigolds in the morning to pick up flowers, then call customers to remind them it's their relative's funeral. You would not believe the amount of Merlers that forget. If I get stuck in the theatre district, I just call from the phone there. Brains. Did you know eating a person is about as risky as eating any other type of omnivore? Just not the brain. Don't eat the brain. That could make you very ill. I was in the phone booth, but I didn't make a call.
What were you doing?
I was putting up flyers.
For what? You're the only undertaker on the island.
For the meat business.
We didn't find anything in the booth.
Good. Means someone took it.
Well, our parents are gallery patrons, so we go there a lot. They get an incredible amount of work for such a small gallery. Did you see the Wilmington retrospective? We love that.
Mother hated me being a clockmaker. She wanted her son to be a surgeon. I was a massive disappointment to her.
Most people think I'd like to move from Vice Justice to Chief Justice, but that's really not the case. My work at the Manor is essential for the world. You know, I pass that building every day, but I've never been in. Shameful, innit? I should be supporting local businesses, but all those dead tourists. Do you think it will affect turnout?
I don't think clockmakers get fans as such. You're a bad boy though, aren't you, Mordechai? I jest, but you actually have a criminal record. I was going to make a call, but I didn't have any money on me.
We have an eyewitness who claims they saw you with the phone to your head.
Yes, that's what I do. I picked up the phone, started dialing, and then realized I didn't have any money.
Who are you going to call?
An old friend.
The surrogate didn't take the same care with Monday as Mother did with me. We were treated equally from the moment we were born, but these things do make a difference, you know. Nature versus nurture. It doesn't seem to affect her on the court, though, so I suppose that's what counts.
It was a whirlwind romance. We met at the butterfly park, and 3 weeks later we were engaged. I can't help it. I'm a hopeless romantic. I want to fall in love so completely I don't know which way is up.
Oh, I'm definitely a foodie. Money was a bit tight when I was younger, and it instilled me with this kind of quick or hungry mentality.
Oh, women. I love them all. At the same time, I mean, they're just so beautiful and complex and basically like us, but so much sexier. Way to objectify. I don't think I'm ever going to settle down.
He's polyamorous. They just don't know it yet.
I have developed a 100% method of rehabilitation so that no future crimes are committed. And no, it's not death. I have a desire to help people.
Well, passion's important, but do you know what else you need? Money. Preferably lots of it. We have private courts and can afford private coaches, so we're very lucky. But it's essential if we're going to be the best in the world.
Kyoko said if I ever cut myself in anger, if there was blood in a piece I was working on, I should destroy it. She said it would attract lost souls and create a zorigami, a possessed clock.
Anyone can be famous. I want to be adored. Put me on a pedestal and shower me with rose petals. Adam doesn't get it. He's like a dog, happy with whatever he's given. But I need passion. I want to be wanted.
Yeah, this place will always be my home, but I prefer living in London.
The big smoke.
Always come back for a golden hawk, though.
They sell well at auction.
Argenta is a complete gem, isn't she? The Argentas and the Mayas have been family friends for decades. They took me in after my parents were gone and paid for my tuition in London. You and I have a long, illustrious history, don't we, Maudie? It's so lovely that we've been brought together for this piece. Tell me, how have things been going since we last met? I was in a council meeting all morning. Ask the triumvirate.
Did you break to use the payphone?
No. And you should know this already. But the council building is miles away from the theatre district.
Sorry, Professor.
Oh, it's a privilege. I mean, it's great being able to influence people into bed to talk about climate change and kind of generally raise awareness for things like alcoholism. Oh, he's the famous one. And I just made him out of bits. When they argued, I'd hide in my room building Pip. I didn't have an imaginary friend, but I just spoke for him. And then we chatted like all the time. And the rest is history.
You wouldn't believe how many people actually think we've got Made in Merlehaven stamped on the soles of our feet.
They spot-checked her in the viewing gallery and found 12 vials of ketamine in her bag. I said they were for me, so they didn't press charges. Caroline never did thank me for that.
Sorry, Mordechai, could I use your bathroom? It's okay, I just feel a bit sick. She'll be fine. Monday's always been a bit sensitive health-wise. Mother blames the surrogate.
No, I didn't find anyone from there.
Can you prove it?
I was home the whole day.
Witnesses?
My couch. Oh no, actually, yeah. No, my mother. She was cleaning the place the whole morning.
Is it you in this photo?
Yes.
It was taken the morning of Halloween. Who were you calling from the payphone?
A colleague of my parents.
Why didn't you use the phone at home?
I didn't want them to recognise the number. I thought they might not answer.
Why not?
It's a private matter. Can we just leave it at that?
Is it you in this photo?
Yes.
It was taken the morning of Halloween. Who were you calling?
The night shift can feel pretty long, but pretty uneventful too, am I right? Am I? Right? You'll get used to it. I'm just glad I can get back to my normal sleeping pattern now. I did not enjoy your job. Have another good night.
Although the cause of the undulating hill's hypnotic rise and fall has yet to be found, geologists believe it's shaped by underground thermodynamics. Digging down has proved impossible, as the hill's rubber-like surface is impenetrable, and visitors who attempt the trip frequently experience blackouts and other disturbing side effects. Originally an unorganised burial ground for the first settlers, the plot was turned into the largest solitary graveyard on the island, with thousands of headstones honouring the dead. Only Merlehaven residents with pre-booked plots can be buried here now. This arresting dreamscape was the second painting in Grey's dream period. Mordechai never revealed what the painting was supposed to represent, and only spoke about it in one rare interview, where he claimed that he could still hear that infernal tick, tick, tick. Controversially, some people say they can see pagan imagery in the piece. Native to Merlehaven, the wild boar is generally harmless, though sometimes still hunted for sport. It's a frowned-upon activity that the triumvirate continuously consider banning, and Grey was against the hunt too. His painting aimed to bring more eyes onto their plight. The loop depicts the main road encircling Merlehaven that runs around the island and back again in the shape of a Mobius strip. Grey said that if you stand still for long enough on the loop, you'll meet everyone on the island. No one knows who she is, but rumours abound. Mordechai's first love? His first wife? An ancestor? But why all the blood? Endearingly nicknamed the Mordechai Lisa, some say she bears a striking resemblance to his mother.
Miss Argenta just called me to ask for one of the Grey portraits. Just pick any one of the 6 and leave it in reception. It's going away to be tested for authenticity, whatever that means. I think they all look hideous, so they're probably all authentic.
Something has changed.
It was a cold and frosty morning on the 31st of October when Grey received a solitary telephone call that police traced back to a public phone box in the theatre district. The call lasted for 44 seconds and appeared to be from one of Grey's portrait subjects. During the forensic sweep of his loft that night, police found a note in Grey's handwriting that read, "Unhappy. Destroyed portrait. Meet at lockup. 4 p.m. Why do they think the killer made the call? Because it gave them the opportunity to enter Mordechai's loft when they knew he would be absent, concealing themselves, waiting for their prey to return. In many murder cases, the killer inadvertently leaves microscopic evidence at the crime scene that is later used to apprehend them. The murder of Mordechai Grey was no exception. That Halloween, a forensics expert pulled hemp fibers from the soft furnishings and wooden floor of Mordechai's loft. They were presumed to have been left by the killer, and although their precise movements could not be tracked, the freshness of the hemp fibers meant they'd been deposited recently. Forensics tracked those fibers down to one place, and one place alone. Merlehaven's butterfly sanctuary. But what did it mean? Based on the decomposition of the trace evidence found, forensics believed that Grey's murderer had visited the butterfly sanctuary just a day or 2 before their deadly deed.
Yes.
I think you're probably dreaming. Have you caught yourself asleep during your shift? I won't say anything, but Miss Argento would not be happy. Not that she comes in ever. Get some rest. You'll be fine.
Cherry tried out for the lead role that I ended up getting. She could have kept this one for herself, but she persuaded them to let me audition. It's kind, right? She's a good person. But I'm still glad I beat her. See, I'm a snake.
I didn't know she was your daughter. Kyra said you left her in the hills. Do you need any help with her?
Would you like to buy him, Mordecai? Pip, for your best price. And it's for all his royalties too, so it's going to need to be a big number.
Any legislation needs my approval first, then Mayor Garcia. Finally, Justice Hoon stamps it into law. I can get anything done in a day, though. Why? What were you thinking of?
We begged and begged Mother and Father for those kittens. But they couldn't just be any kittens. You see, we wanted them to be exactly like us, made exactly the same way. We thought it was that easy. Just wave a magic wand and poof, you've created life.
Dominique, the burlesque ballerina. Whilst it seemed like everything was against her, I think we all know Dominique only had herself to blame. Yes.
Do you know it's rained fish after they murdered me? So it's half worked. They killed Spence.
Yes.
See that Dominique gets her money. She deserves to leave this place.
I could feel Leo's eyes on me all night, so later, when he was closing up, I went back out on stage and put on a private show just for him. Sure, I'll take my money for the blood now, but I still need my half of the painting when you sell it. You promise? Don't screw me over, Mordechai. I want to be famous. I want everyone to know my name. Ventriloquist. I always thought he was a magician. He looks shifty, like he's hiding something. I've seen him in the bar a couple times. Maybe he's the one who's been stealing things.
Did you visit the butterfly park the day of the murder?
Briefly, yes.
And what were you doing there?
Looking at the butterflies. Thinking about the sheer force of will needed to become someone new. Why?
Just trying to establish a timeline.
Aren't we all?
Most things supernatural can be easily explained, and if they can't, it generally means they're not true. I can understand the appeal, though. Monday loves all that stuff. She was the one that insisted we buy that Ouija board. Though note, I was the one that had to sneak it through customs. Monday dragged me to a palm reader in Argentina. This woman told us we'd be #1 doubles champions within the year, though so far she's a position off. But then again, she also said our palms were different, so maybe she's not as good as she thought she was.
If you're in Dubai with a dead girl in your bedroom, you better hope that your story checks out. The truth is, I was so hammered, I probably threw the pills at her. I mean, I didn't tell the police that, just in case I was implicated. I just said they were hers.
The butchers agreed to settle lab-grown burgers, but she's not happy about the celeb ones. We've already paid for the stem cells, though. Wouldn't you like to eat a minor celebrity? Mrs. Marshall wanted to see her husband's body before it had been fully prepared. She begged to do it herself, so I left for a while. But then when I came back, the body had gone. Allegedly, she taxidermied him, stood him in her hallway.
We learned about them in school. Pressure from underlying gases condenses and hardens the topsoil, and when those gases move around, the hills undulate. There's nothing supernatural about it. It's science.
I did a charity gig for the park, but I did not expect the butterflies to gang up on Pip. I liked it. I swarmed him and turned him into one giant butterfly. It was consensual.
Do you visit the butterfly sanctuary?
Not really. My parents used to work there, though.
Did you ever help them?
No, I'm a tennis player, not a geneticist.
When did you last go there?
I've never been there.
Never?
It's a butterfly sanctuary. It's for tourists and old people.
I've been dreaming about her.
Which one?
Her.
My replacement.
Ever since we kissed, it's just given me purpose.
Thanks, pal.
I'm gonna propose.
Where the hell is Otto?
Yesterday, I scattered Sarah at the butterfly park. She was an entomologist from London Zoo. Another victim of the hills. I wonder if the butterflies are studying her now.
I'm waiting to meet someone there.
So you've been to the butterfly park recently?
Yeah, I go there almost every day at the moment, you know, in case she comes back.
I was there the day before Halloween. It's a popular resting place.
How do you stop yourself treading in the ashes?
I don't.
So if we tested the shoes you're wearing now...
They'd say I'd been to the butterfly park.
I know. We've had tons of visitors lately. I think Mordechai's creepy paintings coupled with Halloween are working perfectly. Plus his murder, obviously. And the fact they just reopened the case. Don't worry. You are night watch only. You don't have to deal with any customers. Only the shady sort that come at night.
Steve Stewart famously transported the dead in a distinctive blue station wagon until a macabre car accident in 1992 robbed him of his life and his head. Since then, several sightings of a decapitated man driving a blue hearse have given rise to the legend of the Headless Hearseman. Merlehaven Island was discovered in 1953 by crab fishermen who'd sailed too far out of the wash. The island was populated by many great auk, even though they had been declared extinct over 100 years before. These penguin-like creatures are still celebrated in Merlehaven's annual Auk Festival. The chalk cellars are home to one of Merlehaven's largest exports, Merle Port wine. Using water from a natural spring in the Aurora Woods, the wine is said to have great healing and sometimes hallucinogenic properties. It's also the only alcohol that licensed premises can serve at all times of the day. Grey's painting of the Aurora Woods is often compared to Edvard Munch's The Scream for the curvature they share. But Merlehaven residents have noticed another pattern. For them, the Aurora Woods is sister to the undulating hills, and they do share physical borders. This was the last painting from Grey's dream period, and the last piece he worked on before the 6 portraits that preceded his death. Doorways are said to represent passages and the transition from one life to the next. Notably, Grey was recorded saying that he'd passed through a gateway through which he could not return. The Henge is a rock formation that was allegedly home to the last ill-fated great auk before being consumed by the founding fissures. The distance and angle of each stone also correlates with the Fibonacci sequence, which spiritual people believe affords it a great focus of power.
Hey, could you set aside a couple of Grey's portraits for me, please? Just leave them in reception. One of them's going to be going on a permanent vacation, so don't pick your favourites. Thanks.
find the crystal ball.
Incapacitated and tied to a chair with climbing rope, Mordechai Grey would finally meet his end, stabbed to death with an antique silver dagger. Finding the murder weapon is often a pivotal moment in any murder case, but sadly, not this time. The silver dagger had been dumped in an alley behind Sunvale Parade in a commercial wheelie bin. With no prints or trace evidence to go on, it was fortuitous that the only antiques dealer on Merlehaven, Ishmael Gauchi, remembered selling the piece just weeks before. But who did they sell it to? None other than Mordechai Grey. But was it really Mordechai? The transaction had been made with an envelope of cash, and the purchaser was wearing motorcycle leathers and a helmet, obscuring their identity. Ishmael stated that the buyer asked for the piece by its display case number, a very important point. Why? Because the dagger had only been available inside the store since the beginning of October, so the murderer or their accomplice must have visited the antiques dealer in that time.
Yes.
Yes, very Mona Lisa.
I had a dream again about the snake last night. Only this time, the snake wasn't me. It was wrapping itself around me, squeezing tighter and tighter, staring at me with its evil eyes. It was squeezing so tight that I woke up choking.
Kyra, your daughter. Who is she really, Mordechai?
I didn't make Pip. I just crawl under the bed, terrified. It was my dad. He gave Pip to me to lure me out, to make amends for all the abuse that I'd suffered.
every patient leaves the manor completely under my control. But you're not. The undulating hills have turned you in some way. I want to help you, Mordechai, but you're being very annoying.
The whiskey glass I borrowed. I sent it away for analysis. They found particles that couldn't be carbon dated. Clearly an anomaly. But are you the oldest evil, Mordechai?
It's over with the butcher. I get that people aren't comfortable yet, eating their dead. But if we have the stem cells, Grandma never has to leave the table.
I don't hate you. You mean nothing to me. In a few years, I'll be rich and famous, and you'll be that painter whose name I can't remember. The one from the tiny island? Moby... Monty... No, I can't remember, it's gone. But one day, when my name carries more weight than yours, remember what I said.
She'd stabbed me a lot. I was bleeding out, but she just couldn't kill me. She knew she was going to be in trouble, so we were just haggling about how much.
It's over with. It's over with the butcher. I get that people aren't comfortable yet, eating their dead. But if we have the stem cells, Grandma never has to leave the table. It wasn't kids. I staged the break-in. Her daughter said she wanted to see her mum's body, but I'd already eaten the kidney and liver. think everyone was doing transplants by the state of my mortuary.
You told her that you'd paid for her to pose naked? So a lie and a betrayal. And my ex-fiancé thinks you're a better catch. Technically, Pip's an antique, isn't he? How much do you think he'd be worth? Oh wait, you already know that, don't you?
Caroline was going to prison either way. I didn't blackmail her. She took the fall for Mother. I was supposed to pay her some of my inheritance. She was addicted to money.
Jenna is always antiquing, and I have to hear about everything she's seen.
Does she collect antique weapons?
You need to ask her about that.
Does Jenna own a motorbike?
She does.
Ever run errands for you?
We're besties. What do you think?
I told her it wasn't murder. It was euthanasia. That was the first time I ever saw Caroline excited. Complicitous. She said Mother had been stealing from me.
Monday Finch tells me you're not a good person, Maudie. Whatever could she mean?
Stop blackmailing me! I'm not giving you any more bodies. Where have the others gone? What have you done with them?
Apparently, Layla's family have a source that says the drugs she took were mine. I wonder who that could be. Mordechai. I feel like maybe if you disappeared, they wouldn't have a case. I already paid him money.
I don't hate you. You mean nothing to me. In a few years, I'll be rich and famous, and you'll be that painter whose name I can't remember. The one from the tiny island? Moby... Monty... No, I can't remember, it's gone. But one day, when my name carries more weight than yours, remember what I said.
I've not been to Ishmael's for months. Ask him yourself.
When was the last time?
February? I sold some shrunken heads. Business is not booming.
Bought any antiques recently?
No. I've still got Mother's junk to get rid of.
Our program is being rolled out worldwide. Soon, there will be no more crime. People will still be free. But they'll also answer to me if needed.
I was bluffing. No one would have believed me anyway. You're a celebrated artist. You have all the power. Who am I?
Have you been in the antique shop recently?
I've looked in the window, but I've never been inside. Their prices are a bit overblown.
You know Ishmael?
Is that the owner? No. I spoke to him on the phone once about selling some watches. He wasn't interested.
Oh no! Yes.
We need 6 of the freshly dead on Wellhaven soil. Then they can be arranged.
There is one octagonal hidden room. I don't know where it is, and I don't want to know. Allegedly, it was used for sacrifices when the place was owned by a cult leader some 100 years ago. Don't look into it. It's icky.
I had a dream again about the snake last night. Only this time, the snake wasn't me. It was wrapping itself around me, squeezing tighter and tighter, staring at me with its evil eyes. It was squeezing so tight that I woke up choking.
Yes.
Give this origami to Monday Finch. She'll die anyway, but this way she'll take it with her.
I was in the phone booth, but I didn't make a call.
What were you doing?
I was putting up flyers.
For what? You're the only undertaker on the island.
For the meat business.
We didn't find anything in the booth.
Good. Means someone took it.
Yes.
I was there the day before Halloween. It's a popular resting place.
How do you stop yourself treading in the ashes?
I don't.
So if we tested the shoes you're wearing now...
They'd say I'd been to the butterfly park.
Yes.
Jenna is always antiquing. And I have to hear about everything she's seen.
Does she collect antique weapons?
You need to ask her about that.
Does Jenna own a motorbike?
She does.
Ever run errands for you?
We're besties. What do you think?
Yes.
Don't try and blackmail an embalmer. We're brilliant at self-preservation.
Can you believe they've solved Mordechai's murder? After all this time? You said it was them. Maybe you should get a promotion. Security guard? Nah, detective more like. Good job. I'll see you when you're next in.